Hello and welcome along to another episode of the Wedding Band Show, another live episode. With this series, I'm checking in on all the wedding suppliers to see how everyone's getting on. And the big dog is in today. We have Ronnie Duignan on from Late Nite Radio, so hopefully he's ready there now. Ronnie, how are you?
Woof, woof.
How are you,
Good, Brian?
Just bring you down your audio a little bit. So yeah, just checking in with all the guys, all the wedding suppliers during this crazy time. How's everything with you?
Good now, just in the middle of painting faces and that's just putting on the wife's makeup. I'm still to the kids, but it's not going too bad. And we've got usual, Halloween games and stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm just about to go in and do some of that as well. Yeah, it's going old school. No trick or treating for ours this year.
No, but we're going to have them knock at the front door and they come in, and then they knock at the door, some out there, and then they go to the sitting room door. So that's what we're kind of doing instead.
Yeah. I suppose how's things been with Late Night Radio how has COVID kind of affected you as a band?
Well, we like each other an awful lot more. No, my job. I would say that as a band, musically we've been busy.
Yeah.
Because we've been kind of keeping a lot of content going online. With our videos and stuff like that, so that's kept us fairly busy. All right.
Yeah.
We've done a few weddings, nothing too serious, but we've done weddings for 25. We've done weddings for 50, and they've been great. They've been absolutely great. So, so that's where we are. I would say, without going into too much more detail on that, which I'll probably talk about later on. But yeah, we've been keeping pretty busy now. But
you've done a lot of covers. Change. You've done a lot of covers now.
We've done 17.
17. Jeez, yeah.
We've done 17, and we started them in start of May, end of April.
Yeah.
Sort of that sort of time.
And you're going to keep that up even after this, do you think?
Yeah.
Everyone's probably set up at home now with their own recording setup.
Everything's recorded at home. There's no we don't have the luxury of a studio, unfortunately, because we can't do one. But even with that, Dave has his own mics for the drums. Donald has got probably the best guitar setup in the country.
Yeah.
Donica has a great room for doing the vocal stuff, and I've got my cans.
That's it. So, that's all you need. Will you play keys and bass on the covers, don't you?
I do. I chance at them,
Yeah. I was going to say, you're going to keep that. I think Circles, for me, that was one of the early ones, wasn't it?
It was,
that was a really good one. And they won the other, Tears for Fears, what is it, the other night, last night?
Yeah, Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Yeah, that's really good.
We picked that one because it's kind of tying with the American elections, because everybody wants to rule the world. Without saying it too much,
Yeah.
So we don't want to be too political about it, and plus it's just a cracking song,
Yeah. So would you be a Trump supporter, Ronnie, would you?
No comment. let's not go there. Let's just not go there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, as I suppose as a band, then, what advice would you have for couples? I'm just thinking of the couples early 21. They've moved kind of from this year already. Now they're parked in March, April, May. What would you be saying to those couples that have bands booked?
Well, I would say
they're probably a bit nervous. They're probably a bit nervous. Yeah,
they're really a bit nervous. And look, I think things have changed. I know there's been a massive change now with COVID and that, but culturally things have changed as well, because even the wedding window has changed. For example, when people heard oh God, closing time 11:30, that's it, no more weddings. It's not the case at all. It has worked actually really, really well.
Yeah.
So that definitely is not a stumbling block for anybody at all. The biggest and most difficult thing for people is dealing with low numbers of 25.
Yeah.
50 actually is fine, and 100 is mega fine. If we got back to 100, business as usual,
Yeah.
But 50 is still a great number. 25 is definitely more challenging for sure.
It is on the low side, in fairness, it is.
It is. But having said that, if you're a wedding guest that's asked to a wedding for 25 people, like I was talking to a guy at work there, and he says, I have a wedding this weekend, and I was like, man, that's a privilege. I'm not just saying it, but it is, because you got asked, and 11 million people didn't get asked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should be thankful that you're getting to go. And people who are there, we found that you know, they haven't heard live music. They haven't heard a live drum kit in so long.
I know.
And
Yeah, that's
soon,
easy.
like, I know people are saying that they're looking at alternatives to have bands, you know, at their weddings, and that's fine. But in my opinion, as biasly so as a band person who's into live music, when you hear a live drum kit and hear a live band playing through a PA, playing live song after song after song, I just don't think you can beat that, you know, and it makes it the most memorable day. So maybe they shouldn't. I'm saying as couples, maybe just don't shortchange yourself by reducing what your entertainment package is, because, you know, it will make an awful difference to how you feel at the end of the day. Going, God damn it, that established the band of grace. And
I think, for me, I think some people just feel that like a 4 or 5 piece band would overwhelm a crowd of 50 people. You know, I think that's kind of what they're thinking.
And you can understand that, because even when we walk into a room with 250 people and we're bringing in the gears, even if I'm only bringing in 2 suitcases, people go, "Jez, you have more gear than you
too." Yeah.
So, you know, people's perception of what you have, like most bands like ourselves, have a modular setup. In other words, that their PA system can be scaled to fit the room.
Yeah.
And like for us, as we've discussed before, none of our guitar amp, there was no guitar amps on stage. So all the sound just comes from the PA, which means that it's all going through the desk, and that means it's all controlled, very much so.
Yeah.
There's no sound really from the stage. Like even Dave is playing the drums there, and he's got his grandmother's gifted him a tea towel, you know, and it's been our best friend ever since.
Oh yeah, because you can and you can mic the snare then as loud as you want.
And we're all in in-ears. We've no speakers on our stage. So you can tailor it down to the size of the room. There's no problem at all, you know.
I always find, actually, sometimes it's nicer to play for a smaller crowd, just because the band sound wise it's more controlled.
Sure.
You know, for a big crowd, you're lashing, and I suppose in that sometimes there it can work too. But I just find that the smaller crowds, you're 50 to 100 in a nice room, everything's a bit more laid back. You know,
absolutely,
I kind of like that.
Yeah. And like the thing about it is, like, on most dance floors on any given night, how much more than 30 people or 25, 30, maybe 35 people are you going to have on the dance floor?
Not really.
At any one time.
No.
Not really. So
New Year's Eve at 10 to 12.
For sure, New Year's Eve, yeah. But like the 225ers that we did recently there enough, I mean, everyone's on the floor, bar Johnny who had his leg broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's mad for the
We've had two at the 50. We didn't have any at the 25 yet. And they were cracking nights. One of them was 45 people. The other one was touching 50, I think. They were just magic. Like you said, I think people that hadn't heard live music for so long, you know, and then on the 11:30 thing, well, you probably remember this too. When I started first, we were starting playing weddings at 7:30 in the evening as a band. And then you'd be finishing the band at about 11:30 anyway. And then, true. I think it just has creeped up. It's getting later and later all the time. Like even first dances, like there were 8:30, then there were 9, 9:15 was the regular for a long time. But the last couple of years, the average is 10, and that's the average. Like it's not unusual to start first dance at 10:30, 11:15.
No, because now, I mean, as you said it to that point, the whole day has just moved back. People are having their wedding ceremony at 11, 12 o'clock, maybe 12 o'clock, 1 in the day.
Yeah.
They go for photographs or whatever. They could be sitting down eating the dinner 4 o'clock. Yeah. And at 4 o'clock till about 6:30, then they finish up the meal. The band comes into the room at 6:30. Spends 50 minutes or whatever setting up. And that's valuable time, because if you're after eating a pile of animals and everything else, and
you shouldn't be eating animals anyway.
Shouldn't be. I know. I forgot you're vegan. Sorry. How do you? Yeah, you just told us. But you just couldn't let it go.
You have to do it. You have to do it.
You always do. So you've eaten a lot of halloumi. No, that's cheese. No. Anyway, as soon as you're full as I don't know. I can't really say online. And the next thing is, you need that break for the 50 minutes while the band is set.
You need the hour, the hour from standing up from the top table, to the first dance,
So your band could be started at 7:30 there in the evening. they play through, and between band and DJ, finish at 11:30. You have 4 hours of entertainment, which is the norm.
Yeah, and that's 4 hours non-stop. It's nearly enough
Non-stop.
anyway. Yeah.
Of course, normally if you start at 10 o'clock and you finish at 2, same thing.
And then your late night sing-along session after that, which always happens anyway, is still kind of at a reasonable hour.
Yeah, well, that's they can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, even if they can do that. Even, like, I'd be kind of half hoping, even if things open up to what it was normal again, that, you know, weddings would still be brought forward and we'll still be able to finish the band around 11:30, 12-ish, you know.
I agree. Particularly after 1 o'clock in the morning. What value is going on?
No.
Really
everybody's tired. And even from the couples, like, you've got couples getting up 6:30, 7 in the morning. And then you go to the other, like, you know, to 1:30, 2 o'clock. It's an awful long day, like.
Shocking.
You know,
no, they'll be buzzing like that.
Oh yeah,
but even it's funny because when we finish at 11:30, it feels like it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's definitely no harm. I think if anything else comes out of this, that maybe weddings might be brought forward a little bit.
For sure.
You know.
Sure, winner.
So what else have you been doing with your spare time as a band? Recording flat out.
Updating sets, stuff, working out medleys, a few bits and pieces like that. Do you know what I mean? A couple of different things. It's really funny because I was only thinking about this the other day. You know the way you finish the summer with big summer anthems and there's new releases of songs and whatever like that. But that hasn't really happened this year because there's less stuff kind of, you know, it's up to the bands aren't touring anymore.
No.
It's not. I remember like George Ezra last summer, 12 months ago, we'll say. Was massive because he was touring and all the Shotgun was the song of the summer. But there's less of that now. So I mean, but look, we're doing our bit of rehearsals. We were rehearsing when we weren't in lockdown. You were actually doing a little bit of physical rehearsing. But most of the stuff now, sure, the way we're set up now, as you even alluded to at the start, we're set up that we can record our own bits at home and we can put together our version of a medley if we want, and we all just learn that and away we go, you know?
And then
the next show.
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes at a rehearsal and it's 95% of the way there.
It's pretty much done, like, you know?
Yeah, it is. So. It is great. I think nearly every musician has a setup at home now, which is great. Like,
but it's so accessible now in comparison to years ago. I mean, if this was the 1980s, what would we be doing?
I know, yeah.
You know, it'd be shocking, be horrendous.
Yeah.
Whereas now we've all this technology, you know, between software and the thing like
only there an hour ago we're working on a new song now, so we're bouncing over and back parts, and everybody's working at home and it's great. Like, it's great to have that.
It's unbelievable.
With your gut feeling, what's 21 going to be like? What are you thinking? Are we going to be, you know, flying again in March? Is it going to?
Gut feeling, I would say government are keen to kind of keep us open for around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I think that they'll probably go, well, January's kind of not a great month for anything.
You could tell people stay at home in January and no one will give out.
I don't think anyone will really pass much remarks, you know. So January and February will be probably locked down, or not locked down, but 11.3, maybe 11.4 or whatever. And then come towards Paddy's weekend, it'll tear off again and they'll lax things again. The numbers will be down again. And by then, who knows, we might have a vaccine. And as Richard said last night in your show last night, he said that you know, if they target the people who are most vulnerable first, then it kind of takes the pressure off kind of the healthier people to just go about their business as normal, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's the risk at the moment, you know.
Because I suppose the big thing is the live music for, you know, like your country bands and that. I think wedding bands will probably be back first. Well, we haven't really went away, like there's still the small ones, but those guys have been decimated. You know, any of the bands doing the live club scenes or even pubs and country dances in particular. It could be a while before they come back, I think.
It will be, yeah. I'd say it could be. Yeah, I don't even want to say when, but it's definitely much more of a struggle than it would be for us, you know, because we'll still have an odd one or two here, there to keep us, going, you know. You've got one a month or two a month or whatever like that. Wouldn't that be fantastic, you know? Yeah. Just to keep going, like, you know.
So, to finish up on a positive note, any positives to come out of this for you? 2020, what do you think?
Well, positives, I suppose, number one is that the spending time with the kids, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not up to you yet. You 5 or is 11? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't. There's a few of them in there. I don't know. I locked the door.
Every time and I'd say you took the knocker off the door in case you get a knock sometime in the future. But I have 4 children, like 4 young girls, and the youngest is a year and a half. So I mean, think about the valuable time I've had to spend with hers, which is brilliant. Plus, I've got the girls involved in a lot of music stuff at home. You know, they play a bit of guitar, they play a bit of piano, so I've been tripping around with that. They watch me when I'm mixing the songs for the band and that. But the other thing it has done is it has made us rehearse more. In other words, play more at home, because you know yourself, from if you're playing and gigging regularly, you're just going out playing every weekend.
You get a bit complacent too, don't you?
You're playing the same kind of songs, or within a reason, but you're playing the same sort of some set stuff all the time. Whereas this has introduced us to doing stuff that we wouldn't have done before. Yeah. And so it's honing our skills even better, and even preparing us better for when we kind of go back to a more normal gigging situation. We're popping out songs that you probably wouldn't put in a set in a wedding, which can be done, but can show us another side of the band that we can kind of cover most genres anyway to kind of. And
you might end up putting some of them in now, because when couples are looking back on your stuff for ideas for first dances and all, they're going to say, "Can you do that one you did?" You know, I saw on Facebook. Yeah. I think, to be honest, I know the whole financial end aside, I think looking back on 2020, especially anyone with kids, I think it's going to be one of the best years we've had. I think I can see myself in 10, 15 years looking back on, 2020 was a great year, because you are getting to spend a lot of extra time with the kids and stuff.
Of course, yeah. You might be mixing music as much live, but you're mixing a mixing bowl 10 times more
you're
than
mixing,
you are.
Mixing the porridge in the morning, yeah.
We're making champion sourdough here at Mal. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it's very. I really do feel for couples and that. And the hardest part of it was the short notice stuff. I mean.
Yeah, this for 3 weeks, or you can have 25 people.
On Monday or on Sunday, you've got an announcement being bled through, which is not not official. But,
I know. Yeah.
And you've got your wedding booked for next Saturday, and you're at 50 people at the moment, and it's all looking good. And then you're told, no, it's not going to happen, and there's no what you call it, leniency for weddings this weekend, whatever like that. And what didn't help as well is a guideline from Board Fáilte, but again, it's only a guideline.
Oh, I know, yeah.
But it's only
hotels are going with that, are they?
Not all hotels are. Yeah. Some hotels aren't going with those guidelines. They're allowing live music and dance.
See, even that is a bit of an issue, because you could have one hotel saying that's okay and one couple are happy, and then there's another couple missing out because their hotel is following this guideline. So
and I mean, even cross-border stuff. Like we did one there recently, and they were originally booked in a hotel in one county, but they had to move it to their own county. Yeah. Because they're not allowed to travel outside their own county boundary.
Yeah.
So she had to move everything over, and and she actually moved the day as well, which was unbelievable. Within 3 days' notice, man. 3 days' notice.
Yeah, the first one we had back in March, I think that was when it hit first. They had, I'm not sure exactly, I think it was over 200 people, and they had to cut it down to 100 in a week. The week of the wedding, so
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's hard. That's hard. Like, where do you start? Where do you start? I don't know where you start. I could say where you start, but I won't say where you start. But you pick the best crack, guys, for listening. Pick the best crack people who are going to fund that. And your family, of course. Family. Bring the crack guys. Bring those.
Yeah, bring the guys that will. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want Moby, Mary, and, joyless John in the corner.
That'd never dance. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, But how are you getting on? How are you doing?
I'm getting on great. I'm loving it. I feel bad because I am enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's just I think I was always playing catch up. I'd have video ideas in my head, or because I do a bit of video work, and songs I'd like to record and all, but I never really had time. Because that, the 5 kids during the week and the gigging and all that. So it's been a nice breather for me, I think. And I'm looking forward to getting back. I'd love if things stayed the way they or improved, but stayed the way they were with the diary. that, because basically from March on we're back to normal, or busier than normal. But if it stays like that, happy days. It would be great to get back in. There's one or two still in the diary for around Christmas, which they're kind of waiting to see and stuff like that. So we might have. It'd be nice to have one or two nights as well around the Christmas, maybe just to see the lads again.
I think we're all, for sure. Even it's a great feeling just to be out gigging and playing, isn't it? Like,
But overall, I'm trying to keep a positive spin on it. I'm getting a load of DIY done in the house as well.
Happy wife, happy life. And also look at this new things we're kind of learning as well, like all this video crack, and it'd be great man for technology anyway. We're kind of having a conversation that you'd have between mates all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Maybe steer towards why we're done. But look, again, like that. I mean, I'm honing my skills at mixing music that's put out in our videos every week. So I'm learning all the time from that, because we've done so many different genres of music between the 80s, rock, pop, Rod Stewart to,
Even back when this hit first to March, April, then I, built a new website for the band. I built one for the video business, so you get to catch up, because it is hard, I think, as any band. Like your weekends are always gone, and not that's the job, but if you're doing anything during the week, if you're working or you're minding kids or whatever, and then your Friday, Saturday, maybe Thursday or the odd Sundays as well are gone, it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for everything else.
No, it doesn't.
And you'd know more than anyone, because you're working all week, aren't you? Yeah, so it's
But look, I'm lucky too, Keeps busy. That's once you're busy, it's not too bad. But I guess go back to what we're talking about, advice for people who are thinking of moving and thinking of, some people just go gung ho. That's it. I'm going to have my wedding and I'm going to have my band. I know I have 25 people. I'm just going to go for it. And the band, what I would say is,
well, hopefully the 25 people will be increased in January at least.
I would say no doubt about it.
I'd have a gut feeling there that it'll definitely sneak back up.
And even for Christmas and that. What I would say is engage with your band. Don't make a decision without engaging with your. Sometimes I'll contact someone, see how they are, and they'll go, "Oh, sorry, we've actually done Plan B now of this," and you're like, "Okay, I could have maybe worked something with."
Yeah, I've had one or two, where they'd say, "We're gone with Plan B. Are you available?" And you're kind of, not now, but but I think, and I've had a few couples then that have just CC'd all the suppliers on the email. Going, we're thinking of doing this. What do you think? That's the best way. That's the best way to do it, because it might be a case of, if you go for a certain Friday, half your suppliers are gone, but if you went for the following Friday, they're all there. So it's and that's a lot easier if you don't have to go changing suppliers.
Yeah, but even if you're booked in for November, don't. I'm not saying don't, but you might find the date you want in December. Because a lot of dates have become free in December, and hotels and bands will only be delighted to have you in December.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I look to January, or just because we're in lockdown now until the end of November, you could say, do you know what? To hell with this. I'm going to book in as soon as this thing is over, and book in just for December and go for December. And that's it.
Yeah. So basically, hold tight. Hopefully, things will improve at the start of 21. We can see numbers going up anyway, definitely. And if you are thinking of moving, talk to your band and all your suppliers, and we'll help you out. So, Ronnie, I'll let you go and paint the faces. Where can people find out more about Late Nite Radio?
Check out our website, latenightRadioBand.com, and check us out on YouTube as well. We're on all 11 videos, or 17 or whatever it is, are on there. So
yeah, and there are great covers as well. You know what I mean? So they're definitely worth.
Not too bad.
You've enough. You have obviously enough for a lockdown album now. Would you not just put the audio on Spotify or something?
I talked about that afterwards now, Brian.
You do. Sort out that.
Hey, cha-ching.
Need to get that done. Right, Ronnie?
It's good. Thanks.
Yeah, look, thanks for coming on. Great to see that you're all keeping well. Tell all the lads in the band we said hello. And
you're looking very slim, I must say. You're looking very slim.
I don't know. It's the camera, you see. I have it at a certain angle.
Jeez, I need one of those cameras.
Right, Ronnie. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.
Okay.
Start saying it now. Halloween's nearly over. Talk to you later. Cheers.
Thanks, man.